It's time for yet another of the top four matches. And I think y'all got to actually commentate the best of one of the best games so far of this entire tournament. Like that set between Austin and Michael was actually insane. Just like so back and forth, so much going on. I'm fairly jealous right now, just sitting here watching from the side.
There was absolutely some god tier gameplay there on both sides. Of course, even though Michael won the match, Austin sticks out to me as almost playing out of one of the most ridiculous bricks I've ever seen. It would have been a legendary comeback if he'd actually managed to pull it off. But it is a very deserved win for Michael.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Michael's also a name now known in both like Buddyfight and in Vanguard as well. He's been to Worlds and everything, so definitely really cool to see him come out now and go to the finals. But I mean, speaking of finals, let's take a look at the bracket and see where the players are looking at right now. So, of course, Michael, we just saw Michael Franquette make it to the finals, but now, of course, Austin will be playing for third place afterwards. But we're going to find out who's playing against who after this match between D2 Queen Ali that we saw earlier in the top 8 and Hacker God, the remaining Singaporean player, the only one standing, defending the region from all these invaders. It's going to be an interesting set because we've seen Hacker God yesterday on stream as well. But, whoever wins this will play against Michael. Whoever loses plays against Austin, which we'll be looking at afterwards to see who gets third place. Any kind of like impressions, expectations going into this match?
Yeah, I think the die roll is going to be really, really important here. As we saw yesterday, Hacker God doesn't really care what you do as long as you don't kill him before he's able to get his deck going. He plays on his own, does whatever he wants, and the way Cursed Dragon works as a deck, it's an alternative win con that operates independently of whatever your opponent is doing. So as long as he's able to defend, as long as he's able to keep that life gain train going, and as long as he's able to just essentially get a couple of turns, he's gonna have a great time. Of course, conversely, with D2 Queen Ali, we saw that Garga FTK is very real. The aggro potential is really, really strong. If she wins the die roll, we could see a complete blowout with a double FTK. It's entirely possible it could go either way. Of course, the winner here is guaranteeing themselves at bare minimum 2 Exalted Flags. So absolutely something on the line here. I'm sure both players really, really, really want to take the W here.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, playing for that play set of Exalted Flags, some of these players do have 1 or 2 lying around here and there. But, a lot of people want that master set, want to just, get in there and run through it. All right, so we're going to see as the players are, as ours are just loading up, we're going to see how things go.
Just setting up, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this should be I'm expecting to somewhat be in for the long haul on this game.
You think so?
Cursed Dragons, yeah. Well, depending on who wins the die roll, this is either going to be like a 20-minute game, or this is going to be like an hour-plus long game.
Yeah.
Because Hacker God, Cursed Dragons take a while to play, and she'll play as fast as she can, but Cursed Dragons, you gotta go through. You gotta go through the motions, and there's a lot of motions.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it was last round of Swiss yesterday, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. It stuck out to me just as a really fun game to watch and commentate.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool how much diversity we have in this top cut. With top 4 now kind of rounding off. We have Hero World, we had Thunder Empire. Now, of course, we have the remaining 2, which is Garga. So we have like the duo of protagonist decks. And then finally, here with Darkness Dragon World as well. So it's going to be interesting how things look, especially going into the other regions. I still don't really know what the American top 8 was. I don't know if you got to actually check it out.
No, I was I was busy sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, that's we're running our own marathon here, so it's a bit of a different story. But I wonder if there's any Mad Lads, that we saw in Vanguard, for example, Derek Dow top like every single region, basically like every single format. But I don't know if we have anyone that actually ran that full gauntlet for Buddyfight in the end, or like managed to get like multiple tops like between 2 different regions.
I think So Cam, I think, did manage to top. I think oh no, Cam didn't top AO. Yeah, I don't think we actually have anyone who managed to top more than one region. Chicken D might have actually.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be the
I
one
think,
there.
yeah. Just double checking the top 8 here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree though. I think the diversity has been surprising, like in a very pleasant way. You would very much. I think one of the things with the physical events, and especially BCS, is what you see is everyone tryhards, and what that tends to mean is because we get our sets off to Japan, people see what is topping in Japan, and they typically play that, and then they can refine that further. But you tend to see this sort of the meta from Japan does perpetuate into English. And whilst for games like Vanguard, for example, where the formats are fairly similar most of the time, best of one, card pools are by and large the same. That's fine. In Buddyfight, when there's pretty significant card pool differences a lot of the time, and more importantly, best of 3 format in English, we do see actually a lot of these decks are a lot stronger in English, or indeed a lot weaker in English. So the meta doesn't directly transfer over. So that's why you go into a tournament with certain expectations. Like I was expecting to see Super Warriors everywhere. I was expecting to see swords in top. That did not happen. I was expecting to see Zodiac as well. We haven't really seen any of that. Really, the only one of these decks that sort of made any kind of appearance is Super Warriors. Yep. So delighted for all these players. I suppose Curse Dragons as well. I think we were expecting some sort of Curse representation.
Yeah.
2 tops is a good result. Shame that they had to play each other.
True.
Anything I can say to that.
Yeah, indeed, and also Dimension Dragons. I think a lot of people still kind of looked at expecting something big from them, and then a lot of the good Hero World archetypes also felt like they could have had some contention, but it ended up being just Super Warriors and nothing else. That kind of is how that story ended. But of course, the deck is really strong. Like we've seen Austin play it, really well. We've seen a lot of players bring it here and do pretty incredibly with it. So it's been a pretty good run. But it's also exciting, just again from the viewer's perspective to now start to gather those cards, build those decks again, and just play some games with friends. It really is. When you're sitting in that commentator's seat and you see these amazing games, just man, this game really is amazing, and I want to get in on the action myself, right?
Yeah, I was literally saying during that break, there's you get burnt out on any card game after at a period of time, and especially if you're a competitive player and you just play it a lot, and you're not playing in a casual sense. You're using your 1 billion% of your brain all the time. Sometimes you just get burnt out. You don't want to play the game. Yeah. But I was watching these games and I was thinking, I want nothing more right now than to stop commentating.
Yeah, just get in there.
Grab a friend and just run some games. Had the itch to play. So we are actually having a little change of schedule here. Unfortunately, Hacker God does look like she's AFK. She's not available. So we are going straight to the grand finals here, which is going to be Michael versus D2 Queen Ali. So again, congratulations to D2 Queen Ali. You got at least 2 Exalted flags there.
There we go. Congratulations.
Hopefully, Hacker God will return for the 3rd, 4th playoff against Austin. Yes. But for now, they are just going to be setting up for Michael versus Ali, which is going to be Thunder Emperor Fang versus Dragon World Gaga, 2 main character decks. I don't think I can think of a more fitting way for the finals to go.
To send it off, father versus son, in a way. It's going to be pretty exciting to see how things are going to go. But of course, again, it's pretty important for players participating. It's exciting to make it to day 2. It's really exciting to get the top cut, but make sure you're always available. It's also, especially if you're running, that crazy, participate in all regions gauntlet, to not just fall asleep while, after you make it because especially I imagine, kind of waiting for the top 4 matches to happen. So of course here it's going to be, for Hacker God, unfortunately, was away and, did not confirm their attendance on time, which is quite unfortunate, quite rare actually, because normally quite a lot of time is given actually for those kind of confirmations, and generally it's quite flexible. So must truly, either be completely away or asleep or whatever it may be. But it's still going to be cool that if they can come back on time, we'll be able to watch the third place playoff afterwards.
It does look like actually Austin has been declared third place.
Ooh.
Looks like well, congratulations, Austin. Well done. Really unfortunate for Hackgod there. I was looking forward to seeing a Cursed Dragon showing here. But it is what it is. Happens sometimes. We are just waiting a little bit longer for the final setup to be all ready to go. Kris, who are you expecting to win here? What are you thinking?
I mean, I don't know. Both decks are really, really fast and powerful, but at the same time, I think, man, watching Michael play that last, the top 4 game, you kind of want to root for him. Just seeing how strong he looked in the top 4, I feel like I don't know. It's definitely something. On the other side, Ali definitely plays super well as well. In the top 8, we had a few ruling questions that definitely extended that game on its own, but she managed to still kind of play around with basically newfound knowledge of how that entire interaction works. So I don't know. It's going to be anyone's game, I think. What do you think on your side?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Both highly skilled players. I don't think there's any doubt that they both absolutely could win. I think, as I said, same sort of deal with the potential match against Hacker God. It is, die roll is really important for Ali in particular because her deck FTKs very heavily. We've seen that Michael's version of TEF here is not quite so FTK based as the ones we saw in EU. So if Ali does win the die roll here, a blowout is completely possible. Otherwise, I think if Michael wins, we're going to see just the full force of 100% aggro with some ridiculous defensive tools against one another, and I think it'll be a pretty interesting game.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, let's just get into it. It's time to see the grand finals for the AO region. This is it, the final showdown between Michael and D2 Queen Ali. Both, of course, playing the protagonist decks, both representing their own preferred choices for this tournament. This one's going to be hype, so don't look away. With these kind of decks, might be over before you even realize it. So it's going to be very, very exciting to see how this is going to go down and just how these players are going to play it out. Of course, both very skilled, managed to make it all the way to grand finals here in a long, long day and a long weekend for them as well. But we are here for the finals between two, the big protagonist decks, father and son. I think that's the best way to put it here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Raising the flag one final time for these two players. I don't think they've chosen who's going first just yet.
We'll find out if they have or not.
Oh, it does look like Ali has won the dice roll. That is big.
Yes, sir.
He is gonna go. You got to assume 100% into that FTK. And actually, I did just realize, this is a absolutely incredible showing from the US here, taking all the top 3 spots of the Asia Oceania region.
Yep, that's insane. I think we had it was about half invaders, or a bit more than half invaders. It was 4 Americans and of course 1 UK participant in the top 8, and that's honestly, that's pretty amazing to see how they managed to take it all the way to the top 4, to the finals, and here, of course, is one final hurrah for Buddyfight. And of course, it's not it for today. While this might be the last game, the last showdown for the AO region. We will have more coverage on the EU region, more coverage on the NA region. So make sure you don't miss it, because there's a lot to be excited about. A lot of these amazing final showdowns between some of the decks that have gotten support from, the final set. It's going to be crazy. What kind of, I'm thinking if Ali starts here, what kind of answers does Michael even have in his list?
None. The unfortunate fact of not none. But the problem with playing Thunder Empire Fang is, you don't have access to those generics like Grace of the Sun Deity, which is your premier out to FTKs. So really, Michael's just got to be sitting there thinking, well, did I manage to open my loud voice? If not, he's going to struggle.
Yeah, loud voice is definitely, it's been basically a staple in TEF for as long as it's existed, essentially, right? It's so incredibly strong. It's just very, very good in general. Like, loud voice, I think, as the one card that's allowed TEF to kind of like, I wouldn't say bolster its defenses, but just survive in unwinnable situations. It's really been a card that's been good for as long as it's existed.
Oh, absolutely! Since its release, I did the set that came out in, I believe it was the Dual Chest.
Yes,
that was the set, I would say, that sort of solidified TEF and Chaos as the two deck meta for, I would say, 6 months. TEF getting access to Loud Voice, a crazy card, and Chaos getting access to Lattice, an even crazier card, which let you spell null multiple times. An absolutely nuts pairing there. Also, Chaos got even more in that set. I believe they also got what's his name? There were multiple cards.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's some like insane searchers in that dual box as well. I vividly remember as well that being pretty impactful in everything it had.
Yeah. Ali here, I think I think already is good for the 5 damage for the impact, so I could potentially just search it off of future card Buddyfight.
Might just be trying to draw into it first, though. From the looks of it, been very, very grindy in that sense. Just trying to farm more cards. All right, so going for the search here.
Yeah, Gaga, one of those decks that basically, having had 2 years of support, is absolutely just so much consistency, so much plussing available to it. It's really able to do a huge amount to dig for these important tools.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, digging it shall do, as it's going to be necessary to potentially win this first game. I mean, if you're Ali, you want to just close out this first game. You want to just get there, run it in, and feel relieved going into the rest of the series, because, I like how Michael is just sitting there, just fingers crossed, just seeing what his opponent does, just kind of like, well, I don't have too many answers. All I can really do is run it down and see what we can do here. But until it gets to my turn for now, we're just kind of sitting here and waiting. Right, so I'm going through more card draw. She's definitely fishing for something. Let's see what she can find. Oh, is this the no counter one? I'm not sure. Oh, no, never mind. It's one of the searchers. My bad on that one.
Yep.
All right, getting in there. Okay, so looks like she's still very much just deck thinning, compressing. Of course, deck thinning is deck winning, so we just got to run it down, keep it coming. All right, so once again, got double confirmation that indeed looks like, due to Hacker God's absence from top 4. They will also, Austin will be taking 3rd place, so securing that one final question mark. Exalted Flag. I feel like he already has the master set, to be honest, with how many tops he had.
No, he only has. I think he only has 4 or 5.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he's maybe more than that. I know he's got enough. Like certainly, he's one of those few people who earned more than 3 through winning tournaments, which is, I think you can count the number of people. You can count the number of people who earned 3 probably on one hand, and I think Austin might be one of maybe 2 who earned more than that.
Yeah. I mean, Austin in general, definitely he's been crowned and celebrated more times than you can count with his achievements throughout the history of this game. So it takes a lot to be a player that's been to every single world, essentially.
Yeah, and not just been, world champion before. And sort of, not only a lot of players would finish on that high, right? Like go, okay, I won. I'm done here.
Yeah, retirement home.
Austin decided, nah, I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to keep doing really, really well.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't want to sit in the retirement home just yet. Just kept running it down and trying his best to the very end, quite literally, to the very, very end. And so here, of course, he did come 3rd here, and it's going to be, still very exciting. I wonder if he managed to top in NA. We'll find out later on today. But going into this, of course, Ali has been just going through his setup, going through the motions, so much deck thinning and everything. Still no future core Buddyfight, though. So we're still missing that here.
I mean, not necessarily needed, If she could just do the 5, hit the impact, wham bam done, she might just already have it in hand.
Yep. I mean, we'll see. It's from the way she's playing, it feels like she's still fishing for something. And I mean, if there's just one card that'll finish the game, then you dig for it as much as possible. Okay, so another cut here. Lots and lots of deck searching, lots and lots of thinning, trying to get into it. The deck size is already decreasing tremendously. The drop zone is already huge as well. Okay, let's see, what can Ali do? She's really just been filtering, and the filtering and drawing
is, I believe, check top 3 and 2 to hand, 1 a gauge. I believe.
Sounds like superhero time.
I think, they were just like, why not? Why not give Gaga a less restrictive version?
Yep, exactly. All right, has she found it? Look at that drop zone. Look how big everything's been. It's only turn 1. Look at how much filtering and everything's been going on.
Yeah, the ability for Gaga to filter is pretty nuts.
Yep. It's been going hard, and it's still got more to go. All right, time to recur a few things. All right.
I mean, that hand is... She has to have drawn it.
At this point, look at the deck size. It's like, it looks like 10 or 15 cards at this point.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I'll be shocked if the FTK isn't successful here. Worth saying, Michael having 11 life does make the FTK a little more difficult. Got another bit of filter here. Does not stop.
Charge and draw, baby. Charge and draw. See what you draw into. But again, has she just been charging them all the time, or how's this working out? I guess, right? But some of her charge has been controlled as well. The buddy call comes through here as well.
But of course, if we see the blissful sun, she'll be able to have a little sneak peek.
Yep. All right. Going into this. Finally, Michael's like, all right, I've been I've been chilling here. What can we go on now?
Oh, my bad. She can't Blissful Sun. That's a Thunder Empire card.
Nice.
It has Gao on it. I got confused.
I mean, that's you're watching the Yuga deck, not the Gao deck.
I get confused with all these red-haired Dragon World playing anime protagonists.
Yeah, it'd be like that, huh?
Yeah, when you get older, you'll understand. Your eyesight starts to deteriorate, and you can't tell them apart.
It's true, as spoken by our resident old man,
Resident
Krishiv.
boomer.
That's right.
Famously 50 years old. Even more filter.
It does not end. It does not end. Michael's like, all right.
I think she's trying to deck out.
I will win on one card in deck. I will show you my power.
That.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the finals. You got to go out with a bang. Pull off the biggest Chad moves possible. And Ali is not stopping. Showing the world that
if you're,
she will find her pieces no matter what.
Absolutely. If you are curious why Ali's playing relatively slowly, she's really taking the time to explain everything that's happening to Michael here. Making sure that he understands what her cards do. What's going on, how he, if he's able to respond in any way. Making sure that it's all completely legitimate. If there are any problems, it's all good on her end.
Yep. And also the fact that, for this, just for remote fight in general, it's so important to, keep that in mind, to always explain everything. And the loud voice coming down, did he just drop Lost World?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Not much help to him, with only one gauge.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So that takes care of that attack.
I wasn't actually able to see that. How many cards did he discard for Loud Voice?
I think just one. It was just the Lost World.
Really trying to live on just one life there.
Yeah, I mean, my man, much like how Ali is basically living on, below 10 cards in deck, Michael's also like, oh, we're showing off, we're flexing in finals? All right, let me flex real quick.
I'm going to pop off.
There
Future card Buddyfight coming right out. I swear he has opened that card, in a majority of his games.
I mean, it is what it is, right?
It's just skillful gameplay. That's what decides if you are a finalist level Buddyfight player. It's, can you open your future card Buddyfight?
That's right. If you are truly here to stand at the finals, we have to see those future card Buddyfights, literally named after the game. All right, but let's.
So it's going to be interesting here to see.
Yeah.
If Michael can just, it does feel very much like it's going to have to be a W this turn. Otherwise, it's possible he can set up for a Draguno into a kill next turn. But realistically speaking, I think he's just going to want to go ahead and get his usual setup we saw against Austin. Plenty of aggro, huge amount of damage there. And we're really just going to see if Ali is able to survive it. We're seeing the usual bits of filter coming down here. Thunder Empire staples for years at this point.
Yeah. Like, this card has been in this list for God knows how long. I think literally from the very start, ever since this became a flag of its own. It's quite wild to think that, Thunder Empire has been around since 2017. It's been 4 years.
I know.
4 whole years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Still feels fairly recent. All the Bats fans just carrying the deck on their back.
They will not let it die. It's like a Thora. It's like all these X decks, to be fair. X is full of these decks that people just refuse to let die.
Yep.
Besides Oni Assassins, actually. People let Oni Assassins die real quick.
Bad. Unfortunate. Yeah, true. We saw Chaos as well pull up. So quite a few of those decks are still played, still quite popular, still rocking out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this most recent wave of support they got, the stuff in Buddy Ragnarok combined with the extra booster they got earlier last year, really added so much that it's kind of unsurprising that these decks are able to keep up with the amount of love they've received.
Yep, that's absolutely true. Okay. So, what does he even have to like aim for at this point? Because knowing also the fact that Ali has been filtering so much, you would assume that she has like any potential answers for Michael as well.
You do have to assume that. I honestly I think it's a really uphill struggle for Michael here. There's a lot he can do, but flicking through Ali's list here, there are some really solid little bits of defense here. She has loud voices of her own, which will absolutely be crippling for Michael. And she certainly has the hand to just go ahead and pitch 4 or 3 and just not have to worry about any damage.
Yep.
And her pressure. I will say, like, it's a lot easier for Ali to just exert a ton of pressure on board than it is for Michael, because all she needs to do is just put down a Gaga.
Yeah.
Suddenly, that's kind of game on board if Michael doesn't have any kind of interaction. Whereas, Michael has to really jump through some hoops to get a reasonable setup. Of course, once it's there, it is a little difficult to deal with. But he's going off. He's going off like a frog in a sock.
That is right. Best. That is right. All right. I mean, Tep is still, one of the old best decks from the past, the old champions. And as you said, people just refuse to let it die, keep on running with it. Here we see it in finals. I think we definitely didn't expect to see it in finals to begin with. We were talking about what would be popular this weekend, what would come out on top. Tef wasn't really in that list. I know in the past, sometimes there'd be formats after, X had already ended, like early Ace, where people still say like, oh, you gotta respect this deck. You never know. You might just randomly pop off on you. But, it's pretty impressive to see that it's still kicking to this day. Oh, well, that changes a lot. I guess deck out isn't really going to be a problem anymore.
Yeah, and beyond deck out, that is a board that is hanging around.
Yes, sir.
For those of you who perhaps are not sure what this card does, it's called Fighter's High. You may only use this card if you have 3 or more different Dragod in your drop zone. She does. Drop a hand card and pay 2 gauge. Counter for this turn, all daily Dragon Tribe on your field cannot be destroyed by anything. And you cannot take damage. Then return all cards from your drop zone to your deck and shuffle it. So, Michael really, at this point, I think has to just dig for defense. And hope. Basically, I think it really has to be Drago Uno here because I believe it's G Boost Craft is the one that burns after every attack. Just double checking that. Well, I believe it is.
Wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, it's at the end of the battle. Yeah, at the end of the battle of a card on your field, you gain 1 life and deal 1 damage to the opponent. And then, of course, you can combine that with Centaur, and suddenly everything has many, many, many attacks.
Yep, that is right. But of course, even with Michael's, crazy deck that we saw him, pilot excellently in top 4, having to just run into that situation where it's like, oh, I can't do much this turn. I guess we're just gonna farm, try to survive, and do it again next turn. All right, there's a.
I actually think this is how the Buddyfight manga ended as well, with a Hyuga versus Gal match. I'm pretty sure.
It's oddly fitting. It's oddly fitting.
It is oddly fitting, yeah. I think the only real way to end this is for it to be 1-1, and then right as we're getting halfway through game 3, we get a nice close up on both players' faces with the flags in the background, and we cut to the anime ending and leave it up to the viewer's interpretation.
That's right. Leave the finals up to the viewer's interpretation. Whoever you think wins is the one that wins. There is no ending.
The way I'd like it to win is Joseph rocks up with Electro Deities at the very end, shows that, and you know what? Actually, Katana kind of good, and wins the whole thing.
Oh, too bad. He's probably asleep now. Man,
I think he is. Yeah, poor guy's judging soon.
Yeah, I mean, when you got your 2 a.m. top 8 game, and it doesn't go well, you just go back to bed, knock out, and wake up for your 10 a.m. judging session.
Nothing says card game player quite like 2 a.m. top 8 game.
That's right. Right. So once again for Michael here, it's basically just, can he survive this one last turn? Just like how, Ali, it wasn't even a question of can she survive? More so, she was like, nothing's going to happen this turn. I'm going to just chill it. Yeah. It's going to pass back to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like Gaga saw Drago, and thought, I would quite like one of those, but better. And then they got it.
That's right.
The power of being the son.
That's right. Inherit the father's good cards and everything about it. Okay, well, let's see what Ali will do here. She's been looking really strong so far.
Going down with the rivals forever there. And it's going to instantly set the drop up. She's got all the G boost she needs at this point. I think, it's just at this point, it's like it's Michael have Drago, Otherwise, it seems like a wrap for Ali.
Yeah, and we'll be going to game 2. Of course, we've seen crazy upsets be flipped upside down in previous rounds.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the magic of seeing it all in best of 3. You get to see every angle of each player's deck, how well they can play going first, how well they can play going second, what kind of answers they have to the opponent's pressure. All of that gets shown here today. It's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. So I think I can't quite see it's being cut off a bit, but I think she did just show all 3 G boost types there.
Yeah, I would assume so.
I think at this point, she can just go ahead and conserve her resources, head into the attack phase.
See what answer.
It looks like, looks like Michael has just gone, you get everything.
All right, good job.
Sounds like I have no interaction to me.
Yeah. That was very
actually, I did just, I'm looking at Michael's drop. I don't even think he has 5 worlds.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's just, I'm pretty sure that's just that.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of trying to, I guess he could just surrender, but nobody really wants to surrender here in grand finals.
You can't play it out. Match.
That's right. You got to play out.
You got to take the L to then clap back with the W.
Yep. All right, going to use the boss's effect there.
Yep.
All right, so look at that.
So,
top
digging
10, right?
here.
Yep. All right, gauge and draw.
And it's going to be the top 3. Michael, 100% just sitting here thinking, Drago, please, Drago.
Yeah, just filter. Try to set up for it somehow. Ollie's still hungry for that win. All right, so it's time to go one more time.
Everything with multiple attacks here. Just and while Michael gets lower and lower, Ali's of course healing up more and more, making it even more difficult for any kind of comeback. on Michael's turn.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Michael. What can you show us? Is there any survival chance? All right, so Ali here. Can still attack, of course. Just kind of planning out sequencing, I assume.
Yeah. Looks like she's just explaining in how many separate ways Michael's in for a bad time.
Here's an elaborate discussion of
politely
ways
taking the time. Oh no, actually, Michael's drop is significantly more advanced than it appeared there.
Yeah.
So the Draguno is probably an option, though. Of course, I think he just would have used it. Like he has to know that that's his only out here. Yeah, there it is. There it is. There's the Draguno. Comes down.
Yep. All right, there we go.
Wham bam.
Surviving.
And of course, even if Ali did have access to spell nulls, doing it in response to the triggering of G Boost will there means that it doesn't matter.
Yep.
So player like Michael will of course know how to sequence that.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about this earlier. Sequencing is basically everything at times like this.
Yeah.
You got to make sure to take advantage of the timings and make sure to not give your opponent any kind of openings to respond to your effects as much as possible.
So at this point, Ali is probably quite happy to just keep attacking because, of course, she's going to heal, for every single attack she does.
All right, swinging one more time.
Yeah, she's probably just gone ahead and gone, okay, I have this many more attacks, so that's plus this much more life, and she's going to pass it over.
Mm-hmm.
And this is it. Michael, 6 cards. What can Michael do with 6 cards?
Yeah.
Oh, nope. Looks like we're getting a little bit more extension here.
Use every resource you have, build up that life. You never know how much you're going to
heal up even more, gain advantages. Yeah, why not? I think that is as darn close to 20 life, if not already at it.
Yeah. At the very least, at this point.
And we know Michael doesn't play the 20 damage impact, which could have meant that it doesn't matter how much life you gain. If Michael can pop off hard enough, it won't matter. But I do think, this is going to be a bit of a struggle. Has Michael? I think he has used the overthrow, hasn't he?
I'm not sure on that one.
If he has, it'll be a little easier. But still, only 6 cards. 8 technically to draw, charge, and draw. To attempt to Alex, not done. Why would we stop filtering for defense?
That's right. Ali is literally making sure her win is as secured as possible. She's not stopping anywhere. If it means a slight rise in chance and survival, she's gonna take it.
Yeah, I think if I was her, what I'd be doing is I'd be filtering hard for loud voice. Which looks like that's what she's doing, and pretty much the second Michael does anything, I'm plays any card, tries to do anything, I'm responding with loud voice. I'm pitching my entire non-defensive hand, and I'm going, all right, I'm pitching 6 or something, -6 crit, and at that point I am confident that there is not a single thing Michael can do, and he just has to go ahead and pack it up.
Yeah, get into game 2 there, but both players really just not giving up, running it down, taking it all the way here. Of course, you do have to pay respects to time as well. We've seen some games, go much quicker. Some games take much longer. So it really depends on the level of interaction, of course, and the answer.
And that guard, come on.
Yep.
What a crazy card that is. Who could have? I believe it came out fairly early on. I believe. Yeah, SPTO1A. So relatively early in Ace. You top gauge, and then you can call up just one size 1 or less Dragon Data driving drop zone. Who could have seen it being quite so impactful? Looks like Michael just went ahead and scooped that.
Ooh. All right. So it looks like that's going to be game one right there.
Ali probably very, very happy with the performance there.
Yep.
I would be too. She executed everything perfectly, got the right setup. Wasn't able to FTK, but it didn't matter. Had everything needed. Michael basically unable to really do anything. Is what it is. We're probably going to see. I would wager a similar game, just with the roles reversed here. Tef getting to do its thing, getting to set up, and getting to apply all its pressure.
Yeah,
should be quite good.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like, then we end up in a situation where it's like, all right, now Michael goes first, sets up, swings, we go game three, and Ali sets up, and then it comes down to the same kind of conversation that we had in game one, right? And so what kind of answers do you have? How much can you stall? How much can you clap back? If Ali just like ends up filtering everything again, then that's going to be, another story of its own. And then also now, we see, I think Ali is like extensively siding here as well, so we can making sure what to tech in for this matchup.
Yeah, I think I imagine she knows she's going to be going second here. She's probably pretty tempted to just side in all 4 copies of her loyalties, because if you just throw that down, Tef's first 3 calls are pretty much always plus calls.
Yeah, so
it's going to be it's going to be the Tomino Shin into the globes or into the other size 1 that's like you draw a card when something else enters. So it's like those 3, or it's going to be like the blue bat, or it's going to be something like that. Those plus cards, and if you loyalty after those, you are essentially going, yeah, I'm going to kill you on my turn, because it's relatively unlikely that if loyalty after something like that, Michael is going to be able to set up a drop with 5 Draguno to survive. And at that point, he's really hoping for a really, really big loud voice. And even then, that might not help if Ali has enough attacks and she's doing sufficient burn.
Yeah, that's right. Give it up, everyone, for Ali and for Michael. They've come all this way. Playing from the States is getting really late over there as well. I don't know which side of the States they're on, but, West Coast is still like 10 p.m., but if they're East Coast, that's already reaching into 1 a.m. And, playing through that little bit of fatigue is going to be the real test of time here. So got to make sure that they're so far playing immaculately, no problems whatsoever, and just running the game. So let's see how they can keep that performance up. And, this might be, this is basically the last game. If Ali wins this, that's going to be it. The final match, taking her, rightful spot in the winner's seat. Or can Michael still turn around and make the run back? Let's find out. All right, so let's see how Michael will start out his setup here.
Starting with the Tomino Shin.
Yep.
Into the Blissful Sun.
Ooh, Blissful Sun, all right.
Go ahead and scan that gauge for something decent.
Let's see what we got. Really nice card they added. I'm in general in Ragnarok, I'm really glad they added a lot of those cards with like very thematic art and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's very, I guess, like already nostalgic, even though they're new cards, but that kind of feeling they have, it's going to be nice to look back on after some years.
Absolutely. Looks like Michael is going to be playing around that loyalty, fully aware.
Basically dropping it down.
Yeah, fully aware that Ali sides 4 copies. He's like, yeah, you know what? I really think I just need to get this set up here. I can't be instantly losing to a loyalty here. So, yeah, not giving her the opportunity to mega punish him.
Yeah, I think that's the right call there. You got to make those meta calls. You got to make those, just adaptations, assuming, your opponent's deck list. You can assume what they're going to side. You got to just call those out. Of course, Ali can go extra big brain.
Blue bat here.
What if not? All right.
At this point, at this point, I still think loyalty probably would be decent.
Yeah.
You are going to fundamentally slow down what Michael can do.
That's right.
Because he is still going to be able to plus off that Bats effect and off that item effect.
Okay, let's see. Where is he gonna go from here? He still can set up a really, really threatening board. That doesn't change one thing. And basically, I mean, the tables have really turned in the same sense that, like, Ali is also, she's just sitting there. It's like, all right.
Patiently.
Do your thing.
Do your thing, bro.
Yeah. Just run it down. Okay. Michael's going through his options. Feels like he's hovering over that buddy call. Kind of giving away some information just by hovering your hand around there.
It is going to be the blue bat. This will be the third call, not an effect call, so won't be getting the plus there. Looks like Ali does not have the loyalty here, so Michael's pretty much free to go off and do what he wants.
Yeah, shouldn't even reach for her hand, so feels like that's the play right there. Yeah. I'm going to take the damage here too.
Yeah, all this is the dirtiest double bluff in history, and he's going to call over bats and instantly get loyalty.
Let's find out. All right, there's a search. That's from Bots' effect, right?
The search, yeah.
All right.
Looks like he's past turn there.
All right, well, compared to how much filtering, literally going through like 40 cards or something, she did last game, Michael's start was good, but nowhere near as filter heavy as Ali's. So let's see now. It's time for Ali's turn. Yeah, what exactly is that? Is that the rivals?
I didn't see.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to catch there, but yeah, we'll find out in a second. Searching for something, just see where the destination is.
Yeah. Looks like that was a rivals, yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah, I do see it there. Beneath that.
There we go.
Absolutely. Yeah, don't really get many starts better than instant rivals. Rivals into future card Buddyfight, I suppose, would be pretty good.
Yep. That is right.
Getting a draw here because why not?
Okay.
I was looking, and I do believe actually Austin is going to be playing Michael in top 8 in the NA region.
Oh.
I do believe, assuming this is correct. So that will be exciting. Definitely tune into the.
Ooh. Oh, you're so right. They are playing as each other in top 8. So for Austin, he got third, and Michael is like standing here, potentially getting first. But they've already copped their first, pieces of exalted flags. But there might be more coming. Make sure you don't miss the NA stream. Twitch.tv/Bushiroad CH_NA_LA later tonight.
We are going to go ahead and see Ultimate Cargo getting played.
Yep. Consistently found on turn 1. Quite literally, the bread and butter of this deck. Carries it to victory. And very thematic. Especially the SP is super beautiful.
Yeah, I got to say, I mean, I don't think any SPs look as good as Buddyfight SPs. Or any foils, really. I can't think of any that really even come close. Future Card Buddyfight coming down there.
Finally.
This is, I got to think Michael's just sitting here. I don't know. He seems so relaxed that it makes me think that he has nothing and he's just waiting to die.
I mean, there's two. You can be one of two people, right? He's either here just kind of like watching explosions in front of him. He's like, "Yep, that's gonna hit me any moment now." Or he's just kind of sitting there like, "All right, you do your thing, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, loud voice and live."
Yeah, I mean, the issue is that a loud voice probably wouldn't do it here, as Ali, with even 1 or 2 Garchomons will be able to do enough damage through burn,
True, yeah.
just to kill there, or if not through burn plus impact if she's able to get that. Don't forget now, Buddy Moss is going to be getting +2 crit thanks to that future card Buddyfight.
Yeah.
Which is even more crit pressure. So yeah, it's a real sticky situation for Michael here. It probably is going to have to be the age-old classic Drago Uno.
All right. We'll see what the answer is going to be, but for now, Ali's not stopping. She's going to do her, it's the seasonal special. Ain't stopping it until we filtered enough.
Absolutely.
All right. More filter, more searching, more tutoring. Got to fit out that deck by all means. All right. Caught one more time. Lots of searching, of course. Yeah, sometimes people go like, all right, I'll go back into the deck, so they don't cut until they're really done deck searching. But of course, a lot of effects here don't necessarily search the entire deck. Sometimes like the top few cards and things like that. So you do have to cut just in case in those situations.
Yeah, and also a lot of the cards nowadays, if they do search, they also just give you an additional plus. So you have to cut because you're about to just gauge, even if you're going to go right back into that deck.
Yep.
So looks like the G boost effect is getting activated there to gain the G boost. So Michael asked how many cards in hand there. It's 4. Ali's hand, looking a little anemic there, but doesn't really matter with the sheer amount of damage she has on board right now.
Yeah, that's right. It's a bit different compared to what we were rocking with last time around. All right, time for more searching and tutoring. This time from Michael's side.
I'm going to shit into globes. Absolutely, Michael really going to try and filter as much as he can right now.
Yeah, it makes it feel a little bit shaky though. If he's going in that hard, that might mean something.
Choosing to resolve that globes first.
Yep, that's the right thing to do there. Then we filter some more from another TEF being placed there.
The Danger World monster coming in here. Really powerful card. It destroys cards when it enters by card effects, and it has, basically infinite crit, especially for a size 0.
All right, I think we're swanging here.
Absolutely. More burn.
Yep, there it comes.
Center has been dealt with now.
Yep. All right, so we can't really see the life totals here, but it's slowly chipping away at Michael's life.
Like Michael has taken this opportunity to use item, I believe, to go ahead and call the blue bat from his drop zone.
Yep. Recurring now, since it was placed by an effect, it's actually activated.
Exactly.
All right, swing in one more time.
Another attack.
It ain't over
at this
until
point.
it's over.
You gotta think Michael hasn't drawn anything too spectacular here.
Yeah, he's not really like halting anything. He's just been kind of like playing out, searching, and Ali's looking really strong here. And also, like, just playing with utmost care is also really important here.
Yeah, absolutely. zero mistakes allowed. Another attack. Imagine this going directly in. At this point, we are going to have to see the loud voice if Michael has it. No loud voice here, and I'm thinking no Draguno either because you probably would have just used it.
I feel like maybe Michael was the one looking at the explosions, and now the sun is approaching.
Coming in.
Get out the way, Michael. Get out the way.
I believe this is the swing for game.
Yep. All right, what is the answer here? Is there a play? Nope.
He just scoops it up.
And that is it.
Wow. D2 Queen Ali. The Swift 2-0.
Just like that, we get our conclusion to the entire story. At the end, it was the son that beats the father, of course, in the final showdown. And we're going to see, of course, Garga here take the big dub. What a fitting way, the final tournament, the end of the Ace series, and just an absolute fantastic showing from both players. Also, Michael just did really, really great, trying to, kind of find some wiggle room there, whether going first or second. But Ali, I think, just had the upper hand at all times. Of course, for Michael, for Ali, this was it. But for Michael, he still has NA top 8 to look forward to. So, you take the lessons you learned from this. You already got your 2 Exalted Flags, and just, run it down and see where you can go later on.
Yeah, I think a really, really impressive showing from both sides here. I think pretty much perfect play. Can't really spot anything that's glaring. Just a really, really solid top cut. Really well played finals. Just a phenomenally impressive top 3. We've seen just fantastic gameplay. Top 4, of course, as well. Unfortunately, Hacker God, having those issues there, but still, from the games we saw of yesterday, really, really skilled players. I think the players who were able to come out and put together their best decks and make these showings did themselves proud.
Yeah, honestly, it's been really cool to see how many people came through for this event, how many people actually went out of their way to participate. Even though Buddyfight support has ended, a lot of people still came through for this final hurrah for the game, the final send off, and a really great way to send it off as well. Very intense finals between 2 very popular decks, and as we said plenty of times, very thematic as well. But let's take a look at a quick, brief recap of the bracket and how Ali got to this spot, managed to make it all the way to the winner's spot. So, of course, in the top 8, we saw her defeat Joseph. That was a very, very close game in general as well. Just, again, this entire top 8 is stacked. We said this from the very start of the day. This top 8 is stacked. Lots of superstar players that did amazingly. Then, of course, in top 4, unfortunately, Hacker God was absent. So she got the automatic win there. And then finally, you might have thought it's like, got into finals just like that. Well, she showed her strength and her worth there with that powerhouse, with her deck and just an immaculate play against Michael Franquette, and managed to make it all the way to the winner's position, winning herself 4 Exalted Flags. I wonder which one she's going to choose. We are going to have an interview a bit later.
I suppose we will have to ask her that, won't we?
Yeah. There's quite a few things I want to ask as well, just in general. Her journey with Buddyfight, and this entire path so far, history with the game, and just, those kind of like last thoughts on Buddyfight as well, and where things are going to go from here, right? It's been an exciting journey. Of course, for Michael, he had to beat Sir Quexalot, and of course he had to beat Austin in that top 4 match, which was really, really intense.
What an outstanding game.
Yeah. So he really showed his worth as well in this. Maybe didn't do so hot in the finals, but I think that top 4 sold everyone on the fact that, this is a player to watch out for. This is a player that you gotta, not forget his name, keep it in mind, because you never know. Not even in Buddyfight, you might, he plays a lot of card games, you might run into him in Vanguard, and that's gonna be a name to remember, because you never know what kind of crazy new ideas and, amazing, just talent he's going to continue to show in the future. Because, again, this, the top 3, the top 4 has been amazing, and it's just amazing to see how well everyone's played out. And can't wait to see more, from the European region as well, how that top cut will be played out. We are going to have that we still have quite a bit, like a good 3-ish hours, I want to say, until that is actually going to be played out. So you guys can tune into that on the EU stream. So it's going to be on twitch.tv/Bushiroad_EU. So you can come and find us there. But Krishiv, any final thoughts now? The day is over. The final match has been played out. How are you feeling after all has been said and done for the AO region?
I was quite tired. I woke up. I was feeling pretty tired. We'd been up a long time yesterday commentating, and it had been fun. But I got to say, the games today were really, really exciting, and I think a fantastic sort of final showing for this region anyway.
Yep.
Of course, as you said, we still have EU and NA to go, so it's not quite the end just yet. But yeah, I think really going out on a high with exciting games, really close matches, excellent players, excellent gameplay, and a really good variety of decks as well, and interesting matchups.
Yep.
So yeah, I think as a final meta, as a final thing to go out on, I'd say this is pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's quite literally that fighter's high right now. I think for a lot of the players that made it to this top 8, and just made it all the way here, and just in general play Buddyfight, right? This game, as old card games continue to be played for many years to come, as long as you have cards and someone to play with, these journeys never end, and it's pretty insane to look at Buddyfight in retrospect. How far it's come from the basic, from the very early days of the original booster sets, where even outputting 10 damage in one turn was considered borderline impossible for so many decks, to where we are now, and how explosive the decks have been. But I think there's no other person to talk about the history of the game and how it's come all this way from beginning to end than our champion. So let's go and take a look and have a quick interview with Ollie. All right, welcome.
Hey.
Nope. Hello. I think we might not be hearing you too well here, so I think we might need to get a quick share here. I'll just see. I think also our co-commentator Krishiv was disconnected for a second.
Sorry about that.
Hello?
All right, so congratulations. You managed to make it all the way here to the very top, all the way to the finals, and win the entire thing. How are you feeling at the end of all this?
I'm feeling exhausted and a little hard to believe, but yeah, I had a lot of fun and very honored.
Oh, apologies. I think we have a bit of a issue on the production side, as we're not picking up the audio here, at least on our receiving end. So just hold on for a moment as it's sorted out here. Apologies for that.
Hello, testing?
It's always... Oh, there we go. All right, I think we hear now.
Hi.
All right, there we go. Perfect.
Awesome.
Yes. Now we do. So once again, huge congratulations. And again, I mean, how are you feeling after, these 2 days of intense action? It's been not just day one, but, this pretty intense top 8 as well. How are you feeling at the end of it all?
Very tired. I had a lot of fun, and there were a lot of high tension moments, and a little bittersweet too, because I just know how much I'm going to miss these events for Buddyfight. But at the end of it, I'm just feeling very happy with how it all turned out.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be basically one of the final champions for the game, for the game's history. When people look back, people like to make their documentaries about, these kind of games, and, it's going to be a name that pops up. But I want to also ask, it's definitely a bittersweet moment, as it all comes to an end. What is your history with Buddyfight? When did you start playing, and your general kind of experience with the game throughout the years?
Yeah. So my boyfriend taught me to play about just a little under 3 years ago. So I built my first deck near the start of Ace. So that was Melblaria team was my first deck. And I just started playing with other friends, other people he introduced me to, eventually started going to local tournaments. And the next year after that, traveled to a couple of regionals, but never really placed, was still kind of learning and grasping and finding out which deck I really liked. So during quarantine, I've played just at home with my partner, but we never really stopped playing even after the game got canceled.
Yeah, I mean, your journey is really, showing its results as as time has gone on, right? So I guess going from, just playing, home kind of like kitchen table experience to, regionals to now winning this entire event. A lot of people are calling BSFO like a mini worlds because it's one of those rare opportunities that you get to actually play with people from all over the globe, right? It's not just restricted to your region. You can play against players from Europe, from Southeast Asia, and in general. Did you have any of those like memorable matches throughout this weekend that really like stuck out to you?
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely say that was very memorable to play against a lot of familiar faces. Kind of the community legends of the Buddyfight sphere, people who are known to top very often. So anytime I got to play against people like those, or even content creators, influencers, I got to play against a few YouTubers, or at least one YouTuber. Mm-hmm. And I even had somebody recognize me from my YouTube channel just by my voice. So all of those were really just great memories throughout this event, apart from just all the amazing games and all the close calls and everything.
No, that's amazing. And do you have any like socials or a YouTube channel that you want to shout out, maybe where people can look forward to maybe finding out about your tournament experience or looking at your deck list? I think for a lot of people, we've seen people watching this event that now want to get into Buddyfight. So I think maybe having somewhere to look at would be pretty helpful as well.
Yeah, definitely. Not a lot of social media, but I do have a YouTube channel. It's called Big Brain Misplace. And I definitely plan to kind of make a nice video going over my deck and my experience during the tournament. So, yeah.
All right, that's really awesome. And then with Buddyfight support ending, what are you kind of looking forward to into the future? Both with the game and kind of beyond that as well. Your plans in general with Bushiroad card games and also with Buddyfight itself, right? Because I know that for a lot of people, even though the support for Buddyfight has ended, a lot of people are saying like, oh, as long as you have a deck, as long as you have people to play with, a game never really ends, right? It's always something you can play and just have, the communities making their community formats of, you can play with like just ace cards or, those like triple D season formats and things like that. So what are your kind of like plans for the future now as well?
So I definitely don't want to give up on Buddyfight. I know pretty much everybody in my local community is going to keep at least one deck, so I'm still hoping to get some casual matches. Maybe try out some of those community formats and ban lists just to spice things up a bit. And as far as other Bushiroad games, Vanguard was my first game, and I'm still playing pretty much every format. So definitely looking forward to see the future of Vanguard since we're entering kind of a new era. And then just expanding to other TCGs, just try to find something that ignites that same spark that Buddyfight did. Yeah,
I mean, that's definitely something that for a lot of people, it doesn't quite measure up the way that Buddyfight did, right? It's a very unique game, very back and forth. The mechanics and the way that, the game, the whole atmosphere of the game is very unique in that sense. So yeah, it's again, it really is awesome to see here as well, come out on top. And, it was very nice finals as well, seeing it between, of course, Garga and Bats feels very thematic, for that to be the final game. And are you playing in any of the other regions, or did you play yesterday, or was it just in the AO region?
I played in Swiss for the North America region, but I dropped a little bit early just so I could get some more rest and be a little more prepared for this top 8.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was feeling myself drop off, so I thought it was time.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Krishiv, do you have any other questions you want to ask as well?
Well, I was just curious. Is there what was your favorite game of the event?
Let's see. That's a tough one. I had so many really good games. I think it was my round 2 of Swiss. I was up against a very nice person. I can't remember their name quite at the moment. They were playing Phantom Thief Dracos. And that's a matchup I was just not prepared for. My deck runs a lot of important combo pieces, so his ability to kind of erase those, which he did, just made me have to think about the game and approach it in a very different kind of way. And I just thought that was a very kind of like nice kind of change of pace to break the monotony of just matchups that I was familiar with and already knew how to approach. So that was a lot of fun, but really pretty much every game I had a ton of fun this weekend.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that, and I think we've had a lot of fun watching you in your games. Showed yourself to be a fantastically skilled player, a lot of game knowledge, and a lot of skill. I've really enjoyed watching. I think the final question I feel like I have to ask is: do you know what exalted flags you're going to be choosing?
Yeah, I've actually given a lot of wishful thinking to it. And I always knew which one I would get if I topped the team link because it's only one. But with the option of, I believe, 4 is for first place. Yeah, so I believe Legend World is my favorite world, so I'm definitely going to get one for Legend World. Hero World was my first world, so I think I'm going to do that. Lost World was just a very important part of my whole experience with the game. And I'm definitely going to get a Darkness Dragon World flag for somebody special because that's their whole identity with this game.
Oh, that's very nice. So, foregoing the Dragon World that you won the event with, but I think it's really cool that there's those different worlds you associate with your favorites or certain parts of the game or certain people, and I think that's basically kind of wraps up Buddyfight in a nutshell as well. It's not just the game itself, but it's also the people we play with, the experiences we made, the connections we made throughout the game, and I think that's definitely very very important. The fact that you get to have that additional, I guess, way to remember the game, through this event and through the prizes as well. So I think it's really cool. So do you have any other like shout outs or anyone you want to particularly thank, people that helped you play test or just in general people from your journey playing the game?
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to shout out first and foremost my boyfriend for introducing me to this game and being my most consistent play tester and partner, especially throughout quarantine. And also just shout out to my local community. Great guys who I've had a lot of fun memories with in local tournaments and on regionals trips and who were just rooting me on throughout this whole online tournament. So yeah.
Right, awesome. So there you have it. Once again, amazing showing. I can't say it enough. Congratulations for coming out on top, making it all the way to the finals, and winning the entire event. So, you managed to also take the big dub as an invader of the AO region. We keep talking about that. There's like defenders and invaders of each region, and it's been quite the experience. Really, really exciting to watch all those crazy games. Krishiv, any last questions as well before we round off here?
No. I think you've given some fantastic answers. I've really enjoyed the event.
And thanks to the amazing players like yourself that came out, for this event. That even though Buddy Ragnarok came out quite a while ago now, still picked up their cards and reignited that competitive spirit one last time. And so it was really cool to see. And yeah, once again, huge congratulations. I'm assuming it must be pretty late for you though, since you're from the States, to be playing in this event. So once again, huge congratulations. Thank you for letting us ask you questions as well. And, make sure you celebrate. It may be a bittersweet moment, but I think above all else, coming out on top is definitely something worth celebrating. And, putting your name down the legacy of Buddyfight, this fantastic game that Bushiroad has given to us. Is honestly an amazing feat as well. So 100 times congratulations.
Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for your commentating, and it was nice to meet you guys.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
Yep.
So yeah, and there you have it, folks. That is Ali, our champion for today, coming out on top and winning the entire event. It's been a crazy show. Been a crazy show.
It really has.
And, so many intense games and just everything that's been going on today. But, yeah, it's come to an end. Of course, only come to an end for AO. It'll be on the NA side to send the, for the tears and the, the loud yelling and crying, the ugly crying, all kinds of crying as we send it off. For us, we still have the EU region as well. And of course, it's going to be still lots of action. We got the entire top 8, the entire bracket to run through. But yeah, any thoughts to close out on, Krishiv?
I've really had a lot of fun commentating the event. It's really been a lovely nostalgia trip, I think, as well. Looking at all these decks we saw all across Buddyfight's history, lots of exciting moments here, I think I'm really, really excited for EU to start. So get right back on that horse and keep going in the top 8 there. So please do come join us over when that starts in a few hours. I just wanted to thank everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the event as much as we did, and obviously another congratulations to everyone in our top 8, but of course especially to Ali, Michael, and Austin for those top 3 placements and copying those sweet exalted flags.
Yeah, it's going to be something to look forward to for sure. So yeah, amazing showing. This is also the end of the BSFO experience for the AO region. So a particular huge thank you to everyone that played, whether it was in the week 1 with Vice and Premium, week 2 with V Premium and Standard, or week 3 with Buddyfight in the AO region. Thank you so much to all the participants, the people running it, the judges, the staff, the Bushiroad staff, of course, Elephant that actually hosted this entire event, the production staff, Chusan for answering everyone's questions for all the games and just fulfilling everyone's wishes for this to be an insane and just incredible experience for Bushiroad card games. I think this year is definitely, it's been a great time to be a player of Bushiroad card games. It's been a very exciting, set of months, and especially with BSFO, it's been a very cool and just hype experience overall for these last 3 weeks. So yeah, that's going to be it for the BSFO region. Once again, huge congratulations to all the players. Big thank you to everyone involved in the experience. We'll see you guys pretty soon in just a couple hours for the EU stream. But for the AO side, that's going to be it. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care.